Hey everybody, how's it going? Tony here, our cabin of woods, and today we're going to talk a little bit about RV stuff, getting it ready for the winter, what I have done, and changes I made this past spring, and let me show you what I've got going on here. Last spring, I installed a solar panel to charge my batteries. Here you go. I can't even tell you. All I know is it's 12 volt. It puts out so many amps. I don't even know what it does. But what I can tell you, and it's small, that it does keep my dual batteries. Right here, I'm on dual battery systems. I get the largest cranking amp batteries, deep cycle. You can get 2 of them charged. Let me show you what's going on. We have been using our slide outs. We have no electric out here, so it's all battery. We've been using it, and we're at 13.2 right now. Usually it's between 13.4 and 13.5, and then this controller makes the batteries go in float mode. So we no longer charge the battery. So this works perfect. It keeps these babies topped off. And what I've got here is alligator clamps that goes through and attaches to the batteries on both sides. Now another thing I did this past spring, I installed a battery saver. Okay, right now that's on. Okay, that turns off. Okay, and what happens is during the winter, if you're not using this and you don't have a way to kill your battery or disconnect your batteries, you have your radio, you have other small components that are still absorbing the power from the batteries that you don't even know. So I installed this this past spring. I will go ahead and I'll find it and I'll put it in the description about installing that. So right now it's off, okay? So if you were in the camper, nothing works. The only thing that works is this and your light. If you need a light, there's a light. I left this separate, okay? But so now, say you want to go in the camper, you get stuff you want to do. All you're going to do is come here, and now your camper is live. And when you're done, just take it. And now you're disconnected from the camper. You are straight batteries only. Yeah. All right. So the next thing, I'm going to go inside in a minute. Next thing you want to do, definitely want to do, is get your tires all checked, air pressures looking good, everything like that. Get that all done now. I always go through the camper and make a list of things that need to be done to the camper. Because I will remember them now. Come spring, I'll say I've forgotten. Oh yeah, way to get that done. So I make a list of stuff for the fall. So if I get things I really need to do during the winter, I can get them all handled. Okay. So first thing that I normally do is you want to drain your water systems for winterizing your camper. Your low point drains, freshwater drain. There's 3 valves down here, and there's supposed to be caps that go on this, and I don't know where my caps are. Okay. What you're going to do is open up your valves, let all the water out of all your systems. There you go. I do this every year. Now we're just going to let that completely drain out. Now another thing that I like to go do is I like to go into the camper and just open up the spigot that I believe that allows the vacuum to release, so more water will come out. Go ahead and let's open up my valves. Did you hear that burp? It sucked air. All right, let's go back outside. And now we're just going to let that completely drain. Now, let's go on back here to the water heater area. Okay, a couple of things. I've already pulled my drain plug, which is right here, so all the water is out. But A lot of times these things are under tremendous pressure, okay? And you do not want to pull that plug when you're under pressure. This here, you'll actually take this and flip this up, and that will drain some water out of here, but also it'll release the air out of here, so you're able to let that drain. But before I say that, make sure your propane and electric to your water heaters are turned off before you drain, because it only takes a few minutes on electric for your electric water heater element to burn out with no water in it. Like I said, make sure all of these things are turned off completely. These are your switches for your water heater. This is the propane, and here's electric. Make sure it's down and off. As you can see, plug is out. My plug I started to round off, strip out a little bit, so I'm going to find another one. But what I like to do, some people say you can leave it lay here. I don't, because I worry about ants, whatever that could get back in here. I usually put the plug in like one screw in where it's real loose, and I'm good. So for now, we're good with this. We're done. We don't have to worry about this right now. I'll get a new plug. Like I said, check the camper out for anything that you need to be done. Another thing you need to do, these are your seals. They have to be protected, and you spray them with silicone. I have silicone in the garage, and we will go get that, and we will spray all these seals down. I spray them 2 times a year in the spring, after it's been sitting all winter. We're getting ready to use it in fall when we put it up, and these are brand new seals. I've got cans of silicone spray. This is what we're going to spray on those seals. All we're trying to do is to keep these things rubbery, pliable, protect them. That's it. We'll get one on the other side, but there's some that goes across the top, and there's some that go across the bottom. The top one, my wife's going up there tonight, and she's going to put our AC cover. Make sure you get your AC cover on. It keeps all the bugs out of there. If you get snow, it keeps the snow, whatever it may be. Let me spray underneath here. There we go. And that's all you do, just spray it, and they'll absorb into it. It just drips right off. It doesn't stain the camper. Yeah, it may get dusty or whatever, but you wash your camper all the time. You clean it. This is far more important. You leak here, water gets inside your camper. Make sure your seals are not rolled. Sometimes you will see a seal that will go in like this. Stop that. That's when it's out. It does that. Pull it out. And once you keep it out like that, it'll always seal really good. All right, the next thing that we like to do, and really especially the refrigerator and freezer, is this thing still works perfect, guys, since I fixed it. And maybe I'll put the link to that in the description also about my refrigerator. The freezer was getting cold, refrigerator was not. And I got a description on that, on replacing the thermistor that's inside the refrigerator. But since I did it, bingo, we're working good. We like to completely clean this out. We use a little bit of water with a couple drops of bleach. We just want to clean it. We leave it completely open all year, all winter long. We don't shut it except when we're in here working, which I'm going to shut it now because I've got other things I'm going to do. Make sure my refrigerator's off. That would be on. Turn that off. Lights are off. Everything's good. Now, we just make sure everything's cleaned up every year. We don't want nothing during the winter time setting in. If you leave stuff dirty, it may attract rodents, or you just don't know. We need to go ahead, and we're going to go and remove this. Everything is in here. Remove the bed. We need to get in here to the water heater. So let me get that done. Guys, I'm going to give you a helpful hint. When we bought this camper, this mattress used to be our mattress that was back there, okay? And you know, they stink. They're junk. They're not that big, all right? They're not that thick, all right? And then you had back here, which is these mattresses for kids that you have is junk. Guess what? This mattress actually fits back here except for that notch. So what I end up doing, and maybe you can see right there, I actually opened up this, open up the inner part and cut it and put it back together, put this on, and the adults sleep back here. It gives them more cushion. We took this extra cushion, so now it's 2 of them up here, and put it up there for them. All right, back here at this bed is where your water heater is. Need to pick that up and get it out of here. All I do is just pick it up and drag it my way. All right, guys. Let me show what we got here. Hopefully you can see them all. Okay, we have 3 points we have to turn off. We do not want to put that antifreeze in the water heater. Okay, so we have to bypass the water heater so we can force the antifreeze and all the other lines. So what we're going to do is, there's a turn valve here. Turn it. There's a turn valve at the very bottom. Turn that. Right there. And then turn this center one up. If you know handles, alright. This handle, water passes through, correct? Alright, when the handle is facing this way, that means water's passing through. If you look down here, line is this way, so that means water is off. That would allow water to pass through. What we need to do is bypass this water heater. Just do that. Turn that off. That is off. Turn this on, so now if you had water, or like what we're going to do is put antifreeze in here. Antifreeze will pass through all this other plumbing. Alright guys, I just remembered something. Remember I told you about making those notes so next year you don't have to worry about it? Well, I have that notation thing now I got to do, and I forgot completely about this. But this is where you are to go and get your, you're going to put your antifreeze in. You got your jugs down here. I don't know if you can see it. Jug is right here. You put your hose in it. This hose is not long enough, and I forgot all about it. But what I can still do it and show you the proper way of how you're supposed to do this. The outside, the water is done dropping. We're done complete. We're going to go ahead and open up this valve. It's closed. We're going to open the valve up, okay? And so now what's going to happen is, we are open. Now I'm going to go turn the water pump on, and it's going to suck the antifreeze out of this container and pressurize the whole camper. So let me get the pump on. I think I'm only in probably about a half a gallon, so I'm going to have to watch it and keep filling it. I forgot all about it, and this is what I'm talking to you about, of making notes of things you got to change, you got to do. Notation, got to put a longer hose on. Probably need about a 3-footer or 2-footer, because that's about 2 feet. About 3 feet would work perfect. All right, let me go turn the pump on. It's going down. And we want to slow. We got air in it. All right, there we go. Getting a lot better. I need to go check the water. All right, let's go again. Let me go in this bathroom here. Now that's better. Turn that off. Let's get this air out. See how it's clear water? Here we go. We're getting to the tank. I'm going to go ahead and do the toilet real quick. I'm going to bleed the air everywhere. Alright guys, I figured out what's going on. Why am I sucking air? I couldn't understand. I'm mixing air. It's not pressurizing like it should be. This hose is also loose at this fitting, so it's sucking air at this fitting right here. It's this hose that goes in here. The whole thing's loose. So all I can do is try to do the best. I'm not going in town. I know I'm getting pink through my lines. I can see my lines. All my water spigots. The only thing now I need to do is go ahead and do the shower and do the outside faucet. And one more thing that a lot of people don't know, that I'm not sure if it needs to be done, but I'm going to do it. So let me keep going with this. I'm going to try to mess with this as we're going. And then, see, this is stuff that I make notes. Like I said, make notes which you've got to fix. You can do that during the winter time, and this is one big thing right here. All right, one more spot that we got to hit, actually two, is your outdoor shower. Turn that on. Let's get it towards pink. That's all water right now. And we're starting to get the pink in. All right, it's pink. Remember, I'm sucking air. Okay, and then let's do this hot water line. Now, one thing, guys. Remember I told you that line's loose? You're like, well, how come you don't have a water leak? You won't. Because air is lighter than water. It will suck air before it leaks water. Now, if it's under pressure, it would push it. We still got water in here. We're working on it. It's starting to turn pink. We're getting pink right there. All right, now I want to save this because I'm going to show you something. I have onboard septic wash. Okay, there's a line that goes from here to the septic tank. You don't want to have a problem with that. So what I do, let me get a light on in here. See that light? Look at that fancy light in there. Screw that in. Let me use two hands. All right, we're on. And now what I'm going to do is turn on the water. All right. I'm on all water, or all pink is flushing out. This line goes to my septic system. And it has a flush, a spinner in it. And that flushes out anything, all the water, anything in here. So now we're putting antifreeze in this line also, which goes back to the tank. Let's go on in and check the water. Let's make sure we're still sucking or if we're done. Because I am right now at 3.5 gallons I've put in the system. You guys hear it? It's spraying in there. So we know that the nozzle is spinning. We are pushing out water that was in there. I think we're good. Hopefully, maybe you can hear it out here. No. That's actually that piece, that thing that's spinning inside the septic tank. So, okay, I'm shutting this down. We're good for now. And now, one thing that I want to talk about really quick is, okay, nobody never really says nothing about it, and I don't know how much of it is true. I'm not too sure. But let me get a light on me here more. Well, not so dark. Your septic tank, the bottom, the pull things. Let me go outside and I'll show you what I'm talking about. When you drain your septic system, you've got the gray tank and you've got the black tank. Okay. Here we go. You have that right there. Okay. You have those nozzles, those ends right here. Okay. You got the gray one, no, gray one here, and the black one's over here. Okay. Let me explain what happened on my old camper I had. 70s model. I thought I did a good job one year on flushing everything out. I did not. I guess there was some leftover something in the tank, a little bit of water, and it split that pull thing. My old camper, the old camper, you had to actually, because it was like molded part of the tank, I had to put a new black tank in. Yeah, okay. So what I've always done is I've always taken my extras, whatever I had left, I would dump it down the drain, and I would dump it down the commode. So that way, that's antifreeze. Shut all this off. That's antifreeze that's in by that pull connector. I forgot one more thing, guys. What I do go open these up one more time just to see if any water, anything else comes out. Yet, stay away. I just got myself plattered. And there you go. That could have been extra water that was in a pipe that got pressurized to be pushed out. We're good. Yep. One last thing, and we're done. And I'll disconnect this all. That's it. All right, guys, we're going to go. Hopefully, this was informational. Hopefully, you understand everything. And I'll try to, if I remember, to leave the links for the refrigerator repair, and let's turn this around that way, Tony. Installation of that little gadget, which kills the power to the camper, saves your batteries. Oh, and hey, one more thing. Make sure all your gas is turned off everywhere. Done for the year. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Now to clean up a little mess.